Hey guys, Will here. While I was at the bait shop today, a gentleman stopped me this morning and had caught a flounder and didn't know how to clean it. So, unfortunately, I already cleaned the flounder I caught today. But I am going to show you how to clean black drum. If you don't know how to clean a black drum, you're going to get a lesson right now. Let me grab this puppy. We had a good day. We caught 4 black drums and 1 flounder. Let's flip that black drum. If you don't know what a black drum is, this is a black drum. When you first pull them out, they'll have silver stripes just like a sheephead and black stripes. But unlike a sheephead have teeth. Your black drums are not going to have teeth. Let me pop his mouth open here. My finger in there. So there's no teeth in there. There's just almost like sandpaper, like catfish. So it feels almost like catfish mouth. And then they'll have these barbels on the bottom. You'll see all of these. These are not worms. These are whiskers. And they use them to find crabs. And what else do they use them to find? Pretty much any bait. So what did we use? 2 of them were caught on shrimp. 2 of them were caught on half blue crab. That works real well. Okay, so let's get started here. Oh, where did we fish? The Jacksonville Jetties, which is a rock structure at the end of the St. Johns River. And you'll find black drum, red drum, trout, flounder, a whole mix of fish in there. Okay, you're going to take your knife. I have 3 knives, you'll notice. I sharpened all 3 before I started. You're going to take your knife and you're going to slide in next to the dorsal fin. Okay? Then I just kind of come forward. I'm following the backbone. And I'm going to go back down the other way. And that's why I have 3 knives, because if one's not really cutting well, I switch. If you're having to drag it pretty hard, that is not the fillet knife you want to be using. You'll want to stop and sharpen it. Now, I'm going to give you a look in here if there's enough light. You can see the bones here. You are just going to follow the bones down on one side all the way to the tail. Now, see the backbone? At this point, you want to turn your knife so it's going back down with the edge. Okay, and the easiest way to do that is to cut that tail. Start right here. And I got the knife angled in. Watch your fingers. And just give a little slit. That's it. That's all you got to do. Little slit. And just keep dragging up as we are moving the meat away. Got to get over the backbone, which means I got to come back up a little bit. Now you're going to have the rib cage through here. What I do when I get up there, cut down like that. Flip your fish around, cut back towards your hand. I know, probably not supposed to do that, but that's how I do it. Okay, and then, this is the rib cage. I start cutting the skin off right there at the rib cage. Sometimes the fins will get in your way. What that's allowing me to do is not have to get into the guts. Huh? That's it. That's one perfect fillet. Flip it over. Same thing. Slide your knife in right next to. And sometimes it's real easy and goes right in, and sometimes it can be a bit of a pain. And then you'll notice I slid back. So this fin lays down. There was a little more space to get between the skin and the fin. Right in there. Cut back towards the head. Boom. Get my finger in there. And I'm going to move my boards forward a little bit so I can get my knife at the angle I'd like. And let's see if I can show you. So I follow the fins right on out. Boom. Then I open it up. And you're just going to take your time. First few times you do this, just take your time. No big deal, there's no rush. This is all about preserving your catch. You want to get as much of that meat that you work to get as you can. See, I left a little bit up here on the top. I'm just going to recut it and fold it into the fillet. That will happen. If you don't go fast, you can save stuff like that. Sorry that AC just kicked on, guys. Now, we're going to cut here. Same thing. Fold it open. Grab that extra meat there. There we go. And I'm cutting back towards the skin, because all I really want to do is get enough that I can get that blade in there. And boom. Second fillet, and that's all trash. And you can just about see through it. That's a beautiful filleted fish. This is all the stuff that's left that you don't want to eat. I'm trying not to get you all gooey. So, then that goes in your trash. Okay, back up. Now, what do? You still got skin. Well, the first thing I do is I move my fillets, get them out of the way, slide my cutting board out, tilt it slightly. I'm going to rinse all that fish slime off. I don't want to get that in the meat of my fish. Why don't I? Well, I like my fish to taste perfect. I don't like it to taste fishy. We like to have exceptionally good fish. How do I do that? There's a couple different ways. First things first, if you have a boat with a live well and you're not using that live well for your bait, I keep fish like this in the live well till I get back to shore, and then I leave them in the live well with water till I get home. And I live 30 minutes from the boat ramp, and the fish are still alive when I get home. Second way, if you don't have that option, a cooler with ice. And that is not enough ice. So you don't want the water to sit on your fish. You want to leave your drain plug open. I'm just going to add these actually. Oh no, because we're splitting this fish, so I will put this in another bag. I clean all the fish for my fishing buddies. I don't know. I end up with the fish cleaning job. It is what it is. I'm good at it, so I don't mind. Okay, same thing. Lay your blade down, and I'm just working down that skin, trying to keep that knife as close as I can. Just like that. Look at that. And the water here in Florida is a little warm right now. You really want cold water. I stick my hand under to check it. It is screaming hot right now. There it goes. And while it's running cold, I flip my fillets. Then I'll lay them in the bags. If this is not getting eaten right now, I'll leave them in a plastic bag generally overnight. That allows them to dry just a little bit, and then I'll vacuum seal them tomorrow. These will not get vacuum sealed. These are going to the friends I fished with today, and they'll be eating this tomorrow. Okay, so we toss that there, and this goes in the trash. Now, I'm going to tell you something else, and you can do whatever you'd like. You notice all three of these knives are the same, right? So I got 3 fillet knives here, all identical. When you find a fillet knife you like, stick with that. I'll add a link in the description to these. These are the ones made by Rapala. The rubber handle knives are different than the wooden handle knives. I don't know. The blade's different. The steel's different. There is something different. These are so easy to fillet with. They flex nicely. I've tried other knives. I've tried Dexter, which is the commercial brand that all the commercial guys use. I've tried this, that, and the other. These work for me, so I stick with them. And I have 3 of them. And they're cheap. $12 I think a piece. $12.99 maybe. I know people are buying like these knives that are crazy expensive to fillet their fish, and then they find out they don't work well. Each fillet knife's going to be kind of different, but for 99% of the fish you would ever clean, those Rapalas are just about unbeatable. Okay. And I rinse everything down. And then the most important thing, make sure your fillets are kept cold. You don't want them sitting out in the sun. So if it's a hot Florida day and I'm cleaning fish, my fish go from the fillet table into a bag and directly into the cooler. And then I close the lid. All my other fish stay in the cooler. The key to good fish, if you want yummy, tasty fish, the real key is keeping your fish fresh. So keep it alive on the boat if you have a live well. If not, put it directly in a cooler with ice. I don't leave the dock even for a day trip inshore without 20 pounds of ice just for the fish. Not split between fish and food. That's just for the fish. And a lot of times I'll take 40 pounds if I've already been on a hot bite the day before. The second day, I'll put 40 pounds of ice on the boat. As soon as that ice starts to melt and it looks like the ice is no longer covering the fish, I leave it in the bags. I get a fish on board, I crack the bag, I pour a little bit of ice on it. Add a couple more fish, pour a little layer of ice on, and I put the bag back on top, okay? You want to keep putting fresh ice on top of your fish, and you want to open that drain plug and drain that water off of your fish. If you want to have the best fish when it hits your table. When you get home, always allow time at the end of the day to clean your catch right then. Don't leave it till the next morning. I know people that leave their fish overnight. It does not taste as good. I will tell you right now, it adds a fishy taste to your fish. So this is about your eating good and your catch. I want you guys to go out there, catch some fish, have some fun, ask questions, and fish on. Have a great day.